What's up, guys? Your boy Toxic Relish back here, just for another reaction video. Got the Marvel Revs dev insight. I'm just taking a look at the ranking system and more of that EOMM concerns. And honestly, I don't really think it's real, bro. But hey, let's get straight into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get. You already know the shebang.
I'm Zuyong. We've heard your passionate feedback and ongoing discussions about matchmaking and ranking in Marvel Rivals. Your voices matter, and we want to give you a transparent look into how these systems work and what we are doing to improve them. Quick heads up, any numbers used are for illustrative purpose only, and the calculation process is also simplified for easier understanding and does not represent the full detailed formulas.
Alright, bet.
After every competitive match, your score is calculated based on two key components, base points and performance points, each weighted according to your current rank. The formula looks like this.
Wait, so the points are based on our ranked? Alright.
This depends on
well, that makes more sense because I guess you gain way more in like bronze and stuff, and then completely different in like
first, the match result determines whether you gain or lose points. Win and you will gain points, lose and you will lose points. Second, the difference between your competitive score and the enemy team's average competitive score affects how many points you gain or lose. If a player's competitive score is lower than that of the enemy team, the system recognizes that the player is challenging a stronger opponent. In this case, a victory will grant an extra bonus to the base points, while a defeat will result in fewer points deductions.
Well,
the
that makes
applies when facing lower ranked teams. Examples.
It's like, I mean, you're just getting stomped by a good team. You're not going to lose anywhere near as much as you would if you're losing against an actual terrible team.
Plus 20 base points. Lost. Minus 20 base points.
Honestly,
hold up.
Sorry guys, this might be messing up the overlay a little bit. Give me a moment. Let me change this and make this a little smaller so we can see that better. Alright, back to it.
Enemy teams average 3,700. Win plus 25 base points. Lost minus 15 base points. Players' competitive score 3,500. Enemy teams average 3,300. Win plus 15 base points. Lost minus 25 base points.
So yeah, if you're facing people with just a higher rating than you, you're probably gonna lose.
This reflects your individual performance.
But if you do win that, you're gonna get like that big plus 25, 28, 20 type deal.
Because heroes in Marvel Rivals have widely different powers and roles, we don't just tally up stats. Even if two players contribute equally to the outcome, their raw stats may look very different depending on which hero they played. Instead, to accurately evaluate your impact, we use several steps to calculate performance points.
See, it's like, I get that, but it's like, I'll play the same game on tank, do pretty good, and then I'll go check the other DPS that low-key sold, and he'll get the same exact points as me. It just feels kind of crazy sometimes.
For each hero used in the match, we normalize match stats to a per 10-minute value and convert that into a single performance value. We compare that to the average performance value for that same hero at your rank, also per 10 minutes. That gives a hero-specific performance coefficient. The better you perform versus the average, the higher your coefficient. If you played multiple heroes, we time weight those to get your match coefficient. We then compare your performance coefficient to your team's average to determine your final performance points. So in that case, would it just be better to just play one hero, I assume? A Diamond 1 player spends 4 minutes as Loki and 6 minutes as Invisible Woman in a 10-minute match. Let's break down the performance points calculation. First, the system converts their in-game stats to 10-minute averages, and then convert them into performance value. Assuming Loki has a performance value of 1,200. An Invisible Woman has 1,000.
We get hella math this time, bro.
The system
it's kind of crazy.
The average performance value for Diamond 1 players with those heroes,
I mess with it,
which we will assume Loki and
need these
Invisible
numbers.
Woman both are 1,000. We then calculate the performance coefficients. Loki's coefficient is 1.2, while Invisible Woman's is 1.
Yeah.
This is then weighted by playtime. The overall coefficient works out to be 1.08. Finally, this player's coefficient is compared to the other 5 teammates. Let's say that they are 1, 1, 0.8, 0.8, and 1.15. resulting in an average of 0.97. This gives us the final adjusted performance coefficient of 1.11.
My bad.
Once both your base points and performance points are calculated, your final score is determined by weighting these two cards. The weights vary by rank. As you climb the ranks, the weighting of base points will gradually increase, while performance points weighting decreases. In lower ranks, performance points have a higher weight to help skilled players rise faster. Higher ranks shift weight towards base points for consistency. Example: a player wins a rank match, earning 20 base points and 30 performance points. If the player is in silver, with a base point weight of 0.4 and a performance point weight of 0.6, the final score gained is 26. If the player is in celestial, with a base point weight of 0.7 and a performance point weight of 0.3, the final score gained is 23.
Everything is matching up with basically whatever you feel, what I feel.
Each with different time zones and connection speeds. Balancing fast matchmaking with fair matches has always been our challenge and focus for ongoing improvement.
Matchmaking mechanics.
In Marvel Rivals, players are matched based on server node selection, team composition, competitive score. Once matchmaking starts, the system looks for opponents on your chosen server or servers. As wait time increases, the system gradually expands the search to higher and lower ranks, helping you get into a match promptly. The expansion is kept to prevent unbalanced games. Once we have 12 players within the acceptable rank range, the match is set. Teams are then arranged to minimize differences in average competitive scores. Team matchmaking is based on team size. For fairness, a 6-player team will only face another 6-player team. Finding an exact match can take time when taking into account all the factors, like competitive scores, server selection, etc. Since launch, 5-player teams have been disabled to protect solos. For other team size, the system opens up to more combinations as wait time increases. Take a 4-player team, for example. The first system tries to match with another 4-player team, but if none are promptly found, it will eventually expand to mixed teams.
See, that's what I don't really like. I feel like they really shouldn't restrict matchmaking. For example, if you're underneath platinum even. Like, I'd say even plat. I feel like till plat, you should be able to at least do the full groups or whatever group you want. I don't understand why they can't allow that.
4-1-1 versus 3-2-1.
It's like,
longer waits means broader competitive scores ranges, and reaching the upper limit of the range can result in a difference in scores between the two teams. From the matchmaking
you still
results,
get long queues regardless, I feel, though. Especially in the lower ranks. I don't know. I feel like the lower ranks have some crazy long queues, but
this is the core challenge.
I don't know. In GM, I'll get like a 30-second queue, bro.
Speed. Team queues make this speed versus quality trade-off more noticeable. At higher ranks, there are fewer players and they are spread across different servers, so this happens more often. So, after careful review, starting in Season 3.5, with temporarily restricted teams of 4 or 6 players from matchmaking at higher ranks, where their balanced matches are harder to find. Moving forward, we will continue to explore new solutions to better meet the diverse needs of players.
Give me an example.
To help you better understand how the matchmaking system works, here's an example scenario. Suppose player A teams up with player B and player C to queue for competitive. In this scenario, player A is Diamond 1, player B is Diamond 3, player C is Platinum 1. The average rank of this 3-player team is around Diamond 3. They select only the Oregon server node for matchmaking. Since there aren't enough teams of the same size and rank in the queue on this node, the matchmaking system gradually expands the search range as time passes. After 5 minutes, the system finds 9 more players who meet the criteria. These 9 players include another 3-player team with an average rank of Platinum 1, a 2-player team with an average rank of Diamond 2, and 4 solo players, player D, Diamond 1, player E, Diamond 2, player F, Platinum 1, player G, Diamond 2. To ensure fairness, the system first places the 2 3-person teams on opposite sides. Then, the remaining team compositions are Side A, 3-player team plus 2-player team plus 1 solo player. Side B, 3-player team plus 3
Yeah,
solo
so if you're
players.
just on the side with
Now,
the 3 solo
exact
players,
team
you're
split is
probably
determined
kind of
by the solo
screwed, dude.
players to make both sides' average ranks as close as possible.
It's crazy.
The fairest division is Side A, 3-player team, Diamond 3 average, plus
This does
2-player
make a lot
team,
more
Diamond
sense
2
for the
average,
queues you
plus
get
player
in
F,
game, for
Platinum
real.
1. Side B, 3-player team, Platinum 1 average, plus player D, Diamond 1, plus player E, player
we
F
get it, we
division.
get it, we
Side
get
A,
it.
it is a
Imbalances,
side B
and-
is your list. We believe that this is a situation many players have encountered.
Wait, they
before.
also balance
In
it
this
based
case,
on what you
Side B has
pick?
a strategic
That's
advantage.
kinda
As all 6
crazy.
players are playing their main roles. On Side A, a duelist main is forced to fill as a strategist. And the lowest ranked player is also playing duelist, which may weaken the team's synergy. A lot of feedback from the
That means he says, stop, y'all low ranks that are just insta-Q DPS. Stop that, we don't like you.
community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs
Wait, hold up.
EOMM,
Hold up.
engagement optimized matchmaking. This would imply manipulating the matchmaking queue to keep
He's
players
about to
being
let us
raised
know, is it
around
real or not?
50%,
Is it real?
ensuring they remain engaged in the game. We want to be clear. Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM.
Hey, you heard it from my
So-
boy Z Hong. You heard it from my boy Z Hong himself. He says this mug does not exist. Stop complaining about it, honestly.
Why do some
But I will still, there are still EOMM demons out there, bro. Actual ELO terrorists.
matches feel uneven? Why do certain players encounter win or loss streaks? We would like to take this opportunity to provide some insights, hoping to clarify some of the confusion for everyone.
Match balance. Is it anything
In a
crazy?
competitive two-sided game, the fewer players on each side, the more accurately the competitive score reflects individual skill.
Oh, yeah.
However, as team size increases, this accuracy drops, since even if both teams have identical average scores, other factors like teamwork and coordination, players might
sure.
end up playing a role they are. Even if you are assigned your preferred role, playing a hero you are less OQ. First, we believe that allowing players the freedom to play when we add role
Wait.
queue.
We're talking
First,
about adding role.
We
Yeah,
believe that
absolutely
allowing
don't
players
add
the
role
freedom
queue
to
to
play
this
as
game,
their
bro.
favorite superheroes
Are you
and team up
crazy?
with others to
Queues will
create
be like
diverse
10,
creative
12
team
minutes
combos,
long, dude.
encourages
Absolutely
more
not.
varied strategies and gameplay.
You guys just not want to
adding
play the
role-based
game?
matchmaking would significantly increase queue times, while still failing to fully eliminate skill discrepancies between matches. Where there are choices, there will be differences. Objectively, it's quite challenging to have an equal number of players across the 3 roles.
Yeah,
To
of
strike a
course, there's
balance
just
between matchmaking
way too
speed
many
and
duelists.
fairness,
There's no way
the
you're gonna.
competitive score ranges
It's
for
just
each
not
roles would
possible,
have to
dude.
differ. Roles with fewer players would have lower competitive score thresholds, while roles with more players would require higher thresholds. This, in turn, will lead to greater variance in match quality. We are working to introduce more interesting vanguards and strategies in future updates to give players more choices.
Hey, we heard it here. More vanguards, more strategists. I assume that's
But
going to
these
be the
changes will
next
take time
ones
to
for a
develop.
minute.
We thank you for your patience. Statistically,
win-loss streaks.
win and loss streaks are a matter of probability. For example, if 2 sides are truly 50-50, over 3 games, the chance of 3 consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%. Over 10 games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%. So, over enough games, everyone will eventually experience win or loss streaks. For those interested, you can use tools to calculate the probability of achieving a streak, whether it's 5 consecutive wins or 5 consecutive.
Man, he can bring out the numbers. My boy Zeong bring out the sheets. He said, hey, yo, if you calculate this for real, dog, you're going to go on a losing streak or a winning streak, regardless if you play the game. So, hey, he's spitting. Bro has been spitting the whole video, dude.
Under different win rate scenarios over 10 matches. Of course, the game isn't pure math. Several in-game factors can increase the likelihood and impact of streaks, making these experiences feel more pronounced. For example, team average scores are rarely perfectly balanced, so actually win rates may not be exactly 50%. When queuing consecutively, you may face some of the same players in back-to-back games, which can carry
Honestly, I don't think there's too much more for him to add. We've kind of gotten through most of the matchmaking thoughts. Chilling. I personally don't think there's that much of an issue as people say. Don't get me wrong, you'll definitely have your terrible games, awful games, probably some of the worst games you've ever seen. But there's still definitely going to be those games you can affect. And you just want to look out and try to be that founding factor for those games, bro. Just try your hardest out there, and you got this, bro. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, leave a like, comment, sub. It really does help a lot. Hey, go ahead. Deuces.